a bum. Every round you get softer. You so dumb, you couldn't work in PetSmart. I know PetSmarter.
In the no-holds-barred world of Los Angeles battle rap, Brandon Fields was an up-and-comer, a rapper with real potential and a name to match. Young be the future.
Why you think I'm rapping in third person? I'm merchant.
Okay, keep going.
Superb words, reverse nerves, observe purpose. 30 burners like I'm reserved for the per purchase.
The fast-rising rhymer got attention from the top, mentored by Snoop Dogg and on the brink of stardom. But it all came crashing down the day a cold-blooded killer drove by his apartment in Los Angeles.
911 emergency.
Somebody just got shot. It was just a drive-by. The man is laying out.
Okay, let me get the paramedics online. Don't hang up, okay?
What's the emergency? What's going on?
Man got shot. That's the emergency. You need the ambulance real fast.
There was a lot of blood pretty much in this area right here.
A gray four-door vehicle pulled alongside of him, and someone began shooting at him. He was able to run through the driveway where he collapsed.
Tragic, just tragic. It's something that you want no mother, no parents to experience.
Brandon Fields' parents raised a son who worked hard and stayed on the right path, and always with a smile.
He had a good heart, a heart of gold, you know. He always wanted to make sure that if you were around him, you know, that you were feeling good. You know, he always made you laugh, always trying to do something constructive, always ambitious to learn things.
When he was 6, the family moved out of Los Angeles to Moreno Valley, 80 miles away, far from the gangs and drugs that were taking over their streets.
The gang violence was rapid, and they were inducting these children at an early age, elementary school. And it was just something that wasn't an option for this family. I was not going to raise gang members, so I moved them out of Los Angeles.
And Brandon developed a secret love that his parents only gradually learned about: rap music.
That's kind of strange to me because I'm a drummer percussionist, and Brandon rapped. So, I mean, long distance from that between what he did and what I did. But I never knew that he could actually rap because he never did it around us.
But rapping was more than just a pastime for Brandon.
We had no idea that he loved the rap culture and that he was into hip hop until we came home one evening and our street, our neighborhood was full of cars. And when we got there and we saw all of his entourage and all of his well-wishers was there to escort him to the album release party, that's when his dad and I found out that he had produced an album and he was getting ready to release that album.
He was Brandon at home.
Evolution guns.
But when he hit the floor for a battle rap, he was Young be the future. And the future was looking good. Pretty soon, he caught the ear of Snoop Dogg himself, and things really heated up.
When I spoke to Snoop personally, he told me that he was very interested in him, and he also said that as a young kid with his ambition and goals, he reminded him of himself. It was like they had known each other forever. He was really, really working with Brandon. He loved Brandon so much after the little short time that he met him.
Everything you get that comes with success, no matter what level of it. You get, you know, the friends who come out of nowhere who you ain't talked to 10 years, the girl who didn't want to date you in high school, the this and that. I'm getting all that right now, you know what I mean? And I'm loving it.
But Brandon's growing fame never went to his head. He worked a steady desk job at Harbor UCLA Medical Center back in South Central Los Angeles, where he had an apartment, and drove 2 hours back to Moreno Valley every weekend to be with his family.
Outside of his career, outside of his goals, he was our inspiration. He gave us hope because of his confidence, because of his shine, because of his character. He would put a smile on your face.
But for the entire Fields family, the dream came to a tragic end on an early December afternoon.
And the young lady on the end of the phone said, "Brandon's been shot." And I just tossed my phone to one of my coworkers and I said, "I gotta go." The first thing I said to the doctor, just tell me, did he make it? And she says, I'm sorry. We couldn't save him. He didn't make it. So I just walked away. They wanted to sit and tell me, what happened and the certain. I just didn't want to hear anymore at that point.
Brandon had left work at the hospital for the day, but he was back within the hour, this time in an ambulance. Cut down in a drive-by shooting moments after parking his car and heading into his apartment.
My wife calls me back and she said, Brandon's gone. And that right there, when I heard that, I just lost it. My baby's gone. He's gone. Why? I don't know. And I'm looking for answers and I can't find answers nowhere. To have a child like that, a child that's gonna be somebody, and it was just so devastating. So devastating.
I'm trying to not get too gassed up and just understand the possibilities are limitless. Just let me knock this out the way. We got moves, baby. This is only the beginning.
The world of Los Angeles battle rap is stunned by the drive-by killing of one of its most promising talents. Brandon Fields, cut down at the age of 26 while walking into his apartment in South Central Los Angeles.
God has spoken.
His mentor, Snoop Dogg, paid for Brandon's funeral.
I know a lot of people want to cry and grief, but we should celebrate the life he lived. This young beast was a powerful spirit. He held us all apart. He made everybody feel good. Even the guys he rapped against, if he beat them in the battle, they still liked him.
Just left a young B funeral, put the little homie to rest. Moms gave me a plaque. It's all love. All the young battle rappers out there, y'all keep y'all head up. Young Bizzle, rest in peace.
And now, police stay hard at the job, trying to find out who killed Brandon Fields.
You have the face of a loser.
To some, the battle rap scene itself seems like a place to look for suspects, but investigators say it doesn't check out.
The language is very aggressive. It sounds like very angry language, but they shake hands, they're friends, they're long-term friends. They show up at the same events all the time, and it's our understanding most of the time they do not hold grudges.
According to police, Brandon had parked about 40 feet from his apartment and was walking west on 118th Street between San Pedro Street and Avalon Boulevard shortly after 3:30 p.m. on Monday, December 8, 2014, when he was cut down in his driveway by several bullets fired from a gray four-door vehicle following close behind him. There's a $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest, and police say there were likely many witnesses in the broad daylight killing.
Brandon wasn't doing anything to cause anyone to shoot at him. The fact that a car doing a drive-by, one scenario could be that he was misidentified.
Police say the block is a contested area between rival gangs in South Central, the 118th Street Crips and the Bloods. The graffiti at the exact spot where Brandon's car was parked might tell some of the tale.
The relevancy of gang graffiti, one, it gives us sometimes a motive as to who may be involved. Sometimes it actually describes the actual person who is directly involved. It is crossed out. It basically is a huge disc saying that they will cross you out or take you out, any Blood gang member. So this was done by a Crip gang member and crossing out the B, showing that disrespect for that gang. He just simply wasn't a gang member. He was simply someone doing the right thing. He was coming home from work.
Brandon earned the respect of his fans and from these veteran cops too.
I think he would have went very far. I think he would have been a household name. We would have known who Brandon was. We would have definitely known. If you go and watch any of his YouTube battle raps, and aside from the egregious language, look at the smile on his face, look at the spark in his eye, and you know this was an intelligent go-getter. That's who Brandon was.
He left a lot of his fans wishing they had more of Young B the Future, but he also left them some of his own thoughts on the deeper questions of life after death. The song itself is called Life.
But don't be crying for the kid, cause even though I died, I never felt more alive. It feels like I'm flying. I'ma keep on dying till I find it.
And his family says that life will only get better once his killer is off the streets and justice for Brandon is done.
To the persons that may have seen or heard something, please come forward. It is time to take back your community. This is where you live. This is what you love to do. We can stop this together.
And at least 2 detectives are looking forward to a special visit with Brandon's family.
That day is going to come when we walk up to their home, knock on the door, sit down, and we tell them we made an arrest. Yes, that day is going to come. Nothing's going to stop us.